Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of the Transfer Tracker, a new series I'm going to be doing where every single week I'm going to be talking about the biggest transfers because, well, it's transfer season. Hello Mr. Darwin, how are you? How are you doing? He's banning Jews straight away from the start. It's going to be like a podcast, essentially. It's not going to be like a podcast because I'm going to be putting it in the podcast section of YouTube, but it's not going to be a real proper podcast, you know. We're literally only waffling about transfers for about 10 minutes, and as usual streams go, it's going to end up with us talking about biscuits for the rest of the stream. It'll be about an hour every single episode. I'm thinking about doing them on Saturdays. For the most part, today is Friday, but I have something on tomorrow. So anyway, how are we all? Let me know what you want me to talk about first. Tonali confirmed. Well, here we go. We got Declan Rice news. We have Gvardiol. A lot of Man City stuff. We have not a lot of Liverpool stuff, unfortunately. Ruben Neves, his transfer was confirmed to Al Hilal. A lot of stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. Yeah. How is everyone? Zesty stream. Cheers, bro. Do appreciate it. Can't take my eye off of you. Anyway, anyone got any conversational topics for today? Ratio, I've got Ratio in my own stream, fair enough. It probably already has more likes, to be fair, than the actual stream. But yeah, how are we all anyway today? And let me know what stuff you want me to talk about first. We'll go with Declan Rice. You know, that's the big stuff everyone is talking about. And for some reason, I had the stuff up on Twitter, and for some reason I went out of it. Like, I got loads of shit up, and then I went out of it in true me fashion. But anyway, it seems to be a battle between Man City and Manchester. Not Manchester United, but they are seemingly in the race. I did see a report suggesting Man United would bid around 45 million plus Harry Maguire, and I forget the other player. Maybe Anthony Elanga. I forget who the second player was, but Harry Maguire was one of them. But according to Di Marzio, Man City are in advanced talks with West Ham to sign Declan Rice. Just like the title race, Arsenal seemingly ahead, seemingly look like they would go and do it, getting in the bag. It looked comfortable. Manchester City are going to go nab him just for him to sit on the bench. Because let's be honest, he's going to be sitting on the bench. Declan Rice, fantastic player, but is he better than Bernardo Silva, who probably will leave? To be fair, it looks like he might go to the Saudi Pro League. Is he better than Bernardo Silva? No. Is he better than Rodri? No. Is he better than Kevin De Bruyne? No. Is he even better than Gundogan? I know Gundogan's already gone to Barcelona, but is he a suitable Gundogan replacement? He is young, a lot of talent. I don't know. He get a lot more game time in Arsenal, that's for sure. But yeah, it is seemingly a choice between Manchester and London. Red versus blue. Man City versus Arsenal. Arsenal have had two bids rejected. West Ham seemingly want 120 million, which seems a little bit much, doesn't it? Yeah, bit surprised. You rarely see swap deals, but I could see a swap deal happening in this one. I feel like Calvin Phillips is someone I see going to West Ham. I see that happening. Like, what, 80 million plus Calvin Phillips? It's just not worked out. He was a good player at Leeds, so I think West Ham would be happy enough taking him, and he can finally get some game time and, you know, lose some weight. Other stuff happening. Ruben Neves joining Al Hilal. That was confirmed today. Really, like, genuinely, like, it was a 3-minute video of him just, like, saying thank you to Wolves. It was on their Twitter. Genuinely made me upset. I mean, he started crying. Like, I don't know if it was fake. I don't know why it would be fake, but like, it did really seem like he loved Wolves. But I suppose he wouldn't do a cautious Elney, would he? I've just taken off the jersey. Yeah, 55 million euros to go to Al Hilal. Ruben Neves joins Al Hilal. It's a record sale for English club. That seems like bad grammar from Fabrizio Romano because Liverpool sold Coutinho. I'm assuming it's... Oh, record set for Wolves, obviously. Yeah, that was fucking stupid of me. Yeah, 55 million, not too bad considering they did have a bit of money problems, Wolves. They obviously signed Mateus Cunha for a lot of money. His option to buy, or obligation to buy, would have been triggered recently. Yeah. But anyone gonna offer anything in the chat, or are we just gonna... Oh. Bournemouth have announced a signing just as we speak. Clivert, I believe it is. The title is Son of a Legend. I'm guessing it's Clivert. He was announced recently enough. One football is taking his time to load. Cheers for that. Do you watch the Ireland game? Which Ireland game is that? The women's game last night or the one on Monday? All the things are actually coming up in the chat. I thought that wasn't working. Alright. Because I moved the chat box to here because obviously there's no clubs now. Can't take my eyes off of you. Alright. One football is just not loading. I'm going to guess it's Kluivert, who's been announced. It didn't really work out at Roma. Was he at Ajax? He was in the Eredivisie. I remember him being good at the Eredivisie. Was it Ajax? Julian Kluivert from Roma, yeah. 5-year deal. That's a big signing for Bournemouth. Big signing. Like, good player with a lot of potential. Just didn't really work out with Roma. Just didn't on Monday. Yeah, I thought it was alright. Like, it's Gibraltar, isn't it? You should be battering them, realistically. You're not that surprised when you're not. So, what do you expect? What do you expect? It's Gibraltar. The goals were nice, to be fair. Happy for Adamida to finally score for Ireland. He took his time. But anyway. Darrell O'Shea, by the way, speaking on Irish news, Darrell O'Shea has officially joined Burnley for €7 million on a 4-year deal, I want to say. Might be 5. Big move for him. Obviously, he was West Brom captain towards the end of the season and played fantastic for them at just such a young age. Played Premier League football at such a young age. And now back in the Premier League with Burnley. Hopefully be starting. Hardwood Bells was obviously there last season. He was on loan from Man City. I don't know if they're making that permanent, so maybe there is a starting spot there for him. Yeah, hopefully that is a good one. Other Irish news, Omobama Diele is being linked with both Crystal Palace and, wait for it, AC Milan. Yes, an Irish centre-back will be playing at AC Milan. There was a time when Jeff Hendrick was once linked to AC Milan. That was in there. That was their low, you know? Like, within a decade, they could have went from Andrea Pirlo, you know, one of the best midfielders, to ever grace the game. He was so elegant, he was so beautiful, to Jeff Hendrick, someone not even Irish football fans want. Not to mind, this one of the biggest clubs in the world. Don't know about Midiele, good defender, has quality, struggled with injuries in the last season or two. Hopefully he does get back to his best. Yeah, and there was one more. Another Irish centre-back is Nathan Collins, who just seemingly seems to be progressing up and up and up. Last 3 seasons, he went from Stoke to Burnley, Burnley to Wolves, and then Wolves to Brentford. Because €20 million plus €5 million in add-ons. So I believe that makes him the most expensive Irish player of all time, breaking his own record. So he's just continuously got upgrades. By 2020, it's already past that. By 2030, he'll be at Real Madrid. He's going to move to, I don't know, Arsenal next season. But yeah. My guy joined Norwich. Yeah, he did actually. Shane Duffy joined Norwich. Good signing that, to be fair. Good signing. Thomas Partey has been linked heavily with a move out of Arsenal. It's so funny how quickly things could turn. All of a sudden it was, if Partey got injured, we're terrible. You know, he's our key player, he's our man. Then he just played terrible the last 10 games, and now he played awful and arguably cost him the title, arguably. Now all of a sudden, yeah, alright, fair enough if he leaves Saudi Arabia or potentially Juventus. 30 million is the reported price tag for Al Hilal, one of the other teams owned by the public state fund in Saudi Arabia. Ooh, that Bournemouth kit, you know. Is that or just a retro kit? If that's their kit for the upcoming season, I might support Bournemouth, you know. Ooh, that Bournemouth kit is saucy. It's like a retro top with the Bournemouth badge. Not like in the middle here, but like kind of down here. The sponsor's like just on. It's looking quite classy, you know. That's a really good signing for Bournemouth. I still don't understand why they sacked their manager. I thought it was a bit of a strange decision, if I were to be honest. Yeah. Just give me 2 seconds, boys. Apologies for that, boys. We've probably lost all the viewers, but anyway. How are we? Lovely weather we're having. Transfers. Getting back onto transfers. That would be ideal. That is the main idea of the stream. What? Fabio Carvalho. That was the one. Rafa Benitez to Celta Vigo, I believe. That's a good move for him. Well, not really. They're not great. They'll probably lose their best player in Gabi Vega. Well, Aspas. Yeah. I mean, that's not too bad. Better job than Everton. Who was he linked to with before? He was linked to a Premier League job at the end. I think Leeds was the one. Fabio Carvalho is about to go on loan to RB Leipzig for the season. No option to buy, no obligation to buy. Just a 1-year loan till 2024. It suits all parties, really. They get their Nkunku replacement, though I doubt Carvalho will really be putting up those numbers. And we get to give him minutes for a year on a good team that I do believe are playing Champions League football next season, if I'm not mistaken. Bundesliga 22-23. RB Leipzig third place. Top 4 is Champions League. So yeah, they will be playing Champions League. So good move for Fabio. For all parties, really. We get him to develop. They get a good player. They'll probably be a little bit frustrated there's no option to buy, but I mean, from my perspective as a Liverpool fan, obviously I'm quite happy with it. Not too bad at all. Yeah. By the way, I find it so strange, all of Chelsea's the whole policy. I think Chelsea, right, the company that owns some of the Saudi Arabian clubs have like a 5% stake in whatever top ball he's associated with. So there's going to be a connection between Chelsea and Saudi Arabia, and basically Chelsea, who have spent a lot of money, are now selling their deadwood for fairly good prices off to Saudi Arabia. We're getting big. I mean, Ziyech, Kante doesn't count, his contract was Ziyech, Mendy, Koulibaly, Aubameyang's also been linked. I mean, for them, fair enough, decent moves. I think all of them really passed it. Like, Edouard Mendy was really good for, 12 months. I don't think he was. I don't think you can classify him as world class. I think it was just kind of a purple patch, wasn't it? He was just good for 12 months. You know? Like, can you really be falling? Like, it's a long purple. It's a very long purple patch. But I don't know if you can ever say he was world class. I think people only gave him like the awards because, you know, of AFCON and winning the Champions League, not because him himself was particularly amazing. Though I did think he was good in his time. Kerry FC have just scored. There's a rarity. That is a big rarity, you know. They've actually scored a goal. They never score goals at home, only away. That's just typical, isn't it? Just very typical, really. Anyway, Brighton and Van back. Is that the goalkeeper? Yeah, that's the goalkeeper for the Belgian. Belgian or Dutch? I think he's Belgian. He is Belgian, he. Yeah. What happened to David Sanchez, by the way? I think it was because he couldn't play out from the back, but that doesn't make much sense because didn't David Sanchez get into the Spain team ahead of De Gea because De Gea couldn't do that? I suppose De Gea is just so bad that, you know. They've also signed Germany Sarmiento, who is an Ecuadorian international, another Ecuadorian. Has joined the club. Oh wait, no, he's not joined the club. He signed a new contract. One of the many Ecuadorians in the team. Caicedo, the main one you'd associate him with, he could potentially be out. Though I'm seeing a little less links for him for a potential move. Dutch, alright. Yeah, he was good. Was he playing in the under-21s Euros the last day? Because he was good in that game. I think he got man of the match, I do believe. The Dutch goalkeeper got it. So if he was, let me just check. Netherlands under-21s. Ooh, they're playing Portugal tomorrow. That'll be a good game. There'll be talent on that. Verbruggen, is that who you said? Yeah, he was good. He got man of the match. He was really good. That'll be a good signing. I'm assuming he's very young, 20 years old for a goalkeeper. That's quality. You would think he'd go on to do big things in the game, and for Dutch fans, that's a positive considering they've never really had a top keeper in the last decade, have they? Silesen, Krul, I associate with the World Cup. Can't think back to 2010 who was their goalkeeper. The PSG from Benfica. But speaking of Benfica, how was Kokchu? Kokchu is so good. No offense to Benfica, right? Because Benfica are a big club. They won the league in Portugal. They're a good team. But I really expect Kokchu to be going to like a high-end Premier League team or a high-end top 5 league team. But Benfica have signed him, and you do kind of have to say fair play. Quality player. You have to applaud it, I suppose. Like, really good player. That one surprised me. That one really surprised me. Azpilicueta, by the way, is set to join Inter on a free transfer after leaving Chelsea on a free transfer. Inter Milan on a 2-year deal. Chelsea are terminating his contract, which is a bit interesting. It was supposed to be valued. It was supposed to be valid until 2024, but they're terminating it. It's just a respect. He wanted to leave. Fair enough. And Tonali, I haven't even talked about Tonali. Tonali's joined Newcastle. What a huge signing that is. Like, go back 2-3 years ago, Tonali was on loan, I believe. Who was he with? But anyway, in that his youth teams, when he was just a little bit younger, he was labelled as the next Andrea Pirlo. You know? We've talked about Pirlo twice already in this. That's just how good he was. But he was labelled as the next Pirlo. And now he's playing for Newcastle. That's not even a bad move. It's just, if you said that like 4 years ago, If you say that 4 years ago to someone, that the next Andrea Pirlo will be playing for Newcastle, you would have laughed at them. Or you would have thought, his career has gone completely downhill. But no, it's a respectable move to a Champions League level club, clearly looking for something new. He obviously won the league in Italy. I don't think he won any cups. Yeah, he wouldn't have, because Inter won it this year, and I believe they won it last year, and Juventus won it the year before. I don't know about the previous years. Yeah, because Juventus haven't won a trophy in 2 seasons, and the last trophy they won was the cup, because Inter won the league that season. So he's only won the league, but I mean that's the big one, isn't it? By the Champions League, which he got knocked out in the semi-finals. Oh, I've literally just read, according to La Repubblica, speaking of Tonali, Sandro Tonali has been forced out of AC Milan by the club's hierarchy. He never wanted to leave. The player broke down in tears when he was told he had to move because the club needed this money for his sale. That's upsetting. That actually is quite... He's been made to leave. That's actually really sad. Yeah, he's a quality player. Obviously, he'll be Milan through and through. You know, that is messed up. You know, like I understand it's a big offer, but would you not be selling someone like, I don't know, Teo Hernandez? You know, and I know Teo Hernandez is a brilliant player, but you probably get more for Teo Hernandez, and you know he's not Milan through and through, is he? Milan, I don't know what's happening, Milan. Like it's a bit of a strange situation because they obviously sacked Maldini, and financial troubles are there. And now Tonali's been forced out. He's been told to leave. Time to get out. Interesting one, that. I'm a bit surprised reading that. I don't know how true that is. But speaking of Milan clubs, Marcus Thuram, younger brother, Kefran, who has been linked to Liverpool, but Marcus Thuram, formerly of Mönchengladbach, his contract expired. He's accepted a deal to become a new Inter Milan player. The forward, it'll clearly be more clinical than Lukaku, but that's not hard, is it? Real, like, there's not much difficulty in that. I mean, I'm not even trying to be an arsehole. There just isn't. I mean, actually, how many goals did Lukaku score this season? Give me your prediction in the chat. I'm going to say not more than... he scored a good few towards the end of the season. 6 in the league. Oh, that's Belgium. Sorry, that's Belgium. In the Euro, he scored 6 goals in 3 matches in the Euro qualifiers, making up for the World Cup disaster class. So in the Champions League, he scored 3 goals. In Serie A, he scored 10 goals. In the Coppa Italia, he got 1. 14 goals in all competitions. Not too bad. Yeah, we already talked about that one. Actually, look at the Inter. 14 goals, not too bad. Marcus Thuram, I don't think, had a brilliant season. He's kind of more of a winger, is he? I don't know. He's not really a prolific striker. He's kind of a... Mönchengladbach. 30. Oh no, he scored more goals easily. He scored 16 goals in all competitions. Alright. I just want to see where he's played, because he's kind of a mix of a striker and a left winger. Yeah, main position is centre forward and other position left winger. So he's scored a few goals. Inter do have a prolific forward in Lautaro Martinez. It has been frustrating to watch on certain occasions. In the Champions League final, I did think he was quite poor. Lautaro Martinez, you go back to that chance where he shot and really should have passed to, probably not Lukaku, but Brozovic was the one open. He scored 3 goals in the Champions League and 21 in Serie A. Who was the Serie A top goal? We're just going on a loophole now. I'm assuming it was Osimhen. But you never know. Osimhen only scored 26 goals. Like, 26 goals is really impressive, isn't it? But Messi and Ronaldo have just ruined everything for us. Because I've just grown up with Messi and Ronaldo scoring 80 goals a season. Well, 80 goals is a bit extreme, but like 60 goals a season each. You know, it's now Osimhen scoring 26 goals in the league. Yeah, you know, that's alright, I guess. Lautaro Martinez second. Dia third, Rafael Leao fourth, and fifth Adamela Lukman, who is a former Everton player who they sold, and then he flopped at Fulham. He did alright at Leicester, scored a goal that would lose Liverpool the league, and now he's tearing it up with Atlanta. Weird career trajectory. I mean, he scored 15 goals out in Serie A, but I mean, we will all remember Adamela Lukman for that Panenka versus, I think it was West Ham, in like the last minute to win the game. He's done a Panenka. What a twat. How are you doing, Mr. LFC Zone? What are your opinions? What's the biggest news story for you today? Me personally, Sandro Tonali going to Newcastle. And the fact he was forced out. He broke, apparently, according to La Repubblica, he broke into tears when he was told he had to move because the club needed the money from his sale. Which is just a bit sad, isn't it? A bit upsetting. Fabio Carvalho also going off to RB Leipzig, replacing Nkunku, hopefully. That's the ideal situation. They don't bring in anyone. He plays as much minutes as possible, scores 20 goals next season, and they don't even have an option to buy. That's the dream scenario, you know? It's now the biggest. It's a huge signing, right? Like, it's a very big signing for Newcastle. But wouldn't it upset you that he broke into tears when he heard he had to leave? Like, I don't think it's a disrespect to Newcastle. It's just he loves AC Milan. Yeah. Carvalho will cook. I do hope he does. Predictions. I'm going 15 goals and 7 assists next season. That's so not happening. That was a bit far. I mean, 15. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be doing that. I mean, 20 goal involvements next season, and you're happy. That's a respectable tally. He'll do it. That's all right. Like, and you think if he does that, you respect it. It was he's a really good player. He is a really good player. He's like been the heartbeat of AC Milan. He was brilliant in the title winning season. 5 assists and 8 goals. In all competitions, the Bundesliga, they're playing in the Champions League as well. That's like easy, like 40 games next season. Yeah, hopefully he does well. Yeah. Don't like. I mean, the news I'm most excited about is the possibility of Omobama Diele going to AC Milan. I mean, what a signing that would be! It would be perfect. It's the ideal situation as an Irish football fan. Even though he probably won't play much. It's just, yeah, he's like, imagine getting Omobama Diele, because that's a massive name. You want that on your shirt just to be funny, and then an AC Milan top. That's just, we will be there no matter what kind of a thing. Sam Mockbell of the Daily Mail has just reported West Ham believe Arsenal's third offer for their captain Declan Rice is imminent, aimed hope of the transfer saga reaching its conclusion. Right, give me your prediction in the chat how much Declan Rice will go for. The Italian Don, I haven't watched much of him. I swear David Raya was done and they just decided not to pay for him in true Spursy fashion. They agreed everything and just, nah, we won't pay that much. I don't even think 40 million is that extreme. Come on. Like, he is a very good keeper, David Raya. So, yeah, a bit surprised to see that. They're going cheap ball. They are going to cheap ball. Andre Onana's representatives were spotted in Manchester yesterday, aimed links to Man United. But what I'm thinking is, would he have not fallen out with Ten Hag? Like, would that not have happened considering the whole doping situation around him while Ten Hag was still manager? He's worth 70, but he will go for 100. I think he goes for more. Yeah, Kluivert's going. That's a big signing. He's a lot of potential. He was bad at Roma. He was bad at Roma, but I think if he, unlocks his potential, he'll be the star at Bournemouth as well. That big Phil Billing, though. Phil Billing will, of course, still be the best player. What a guy. Like, genuinely, what a guy. No one I respect more. No one on this planet I respect more than big Phil Billing. I'm gonna learn how to fly. By the way, is the chats coming up in this box here? Because I moved it to here. Can you see the chats? Are they coming up? I don't know if they are. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. Sorry for looking at my phone. Kerry FC are playing. Surprisingly, they scored a goal because they only score goals in away games. Twats. Anyway. Any other stories we go through in the last maybe 5-10 minutes of the stream? I've kind of covered mostly everything I wanted to talk about, unless there's something I've missed. Some Donald Luton signed a new contract. Arsenal have inquired Leeds. Arsenal have inquired about Leeds about Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams is too good to be playing the Championship. By the way, I've also seen that Ward-Prowse has been given a 50 million price tag in the Championship. Right? Like, James Maddison shouldn't even be going for that, and James Maddison's a better player than James Ward-Prowse. Well, James Maddison, they're kind of on par. No, I would put James Maddison above, yeah. And he's also younger. Harvey Barnes is also brilliant. Like, you're in the Championship, they should be going for 30 million max, and that is a huge sale for you, realistically. How are you doing, my friend? Arafat, I do apologize if I'm saying that wrong. How are you doing? Make sure to leave a like on the stream, by the way, if you are enjoying, and subscribe if you are new. This is going to be a new weekly show. I'm going to do it for about maybe half an hour to 40 minutes every single week. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else that happened today. The whole Declan Rice situation is interesting. I think he will go to City, you know. I do see him going to City. I just see them nabbing him. Like, you can't say no to Man. Like, if the offer's a level, right, can you really say no to Man City? Like, they've just won the treble. They're losing Gundogan, potentially losing Bernardo Silva. Declan Rice surely thinks to himself as a player, yeah, I fancy that. I fancy that. There's a spot there for me. I mean, a midfield of Declan Rice, Kevin De Bruyne, and Gundogan. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Genuine. That is football heritage. I would be there no matter what. Sadly enough, from my perspective, Liverpool links have calmed down. That Bournemouth kit is so nice. Oh yeah, actually, that's one. What was like 12 million quid? Decent enough deal. Surprise! The price. Oh, and Brent Wanderers have scored. Price surprised me, to be honest. This price did surprise me. But yeah, decent enough deal. Juventus is apparently going to withdraw from the Conference League to make amends with you. I don't know. I just don't think a big club like Juventus wants to be playing in the Conference League. I don't think it's anything to do with that. Let me just get it up. If you saw Ruben Neves' goodbye at Wolves, it is genuinely really sad. Also, Marko Brozovic is he's in talks with Al Nassr for 20 million euros. That is a good signing for the Saudi Pro League. Like, Al Nassr are genuinely looking like they would have a decent team next season. You got Ronaldo up top. You have Ziyech, Talisca, Brozovic, and then all the other Donnies. All the other Donnies. Whoever the rest of them are. There's probably... Alright, here it is. Juventus are negotiating a voluntary withdrawal from the Conference League as a way to settle with UEFA. As Tuttosport have reported that. I don't really get it. Bit of a weird one, to be honest with you. Yeah, a bit weirded out by that. I don't know, Jeff. It is a bit random. Yeah, see, bottle jobs, a lot of them. Yeah, Juventus are a bit of a weird club right now. You kind of miss the old Juventus, don't you? 2015 Juventus, mwah. It was perfect. But you don't really want Barcelona to have lost the Champions League that year, because then Messi would have gone 11 years at Champions League. That would be... They didn't even win it in 2012, did they? Chelsea won it in 2012. Cork, you know. Dennis McLean's at that game. Ronaldo ruined... Nah, he didn't. That is the biggest myth I've ever heard. If anything, Ronaldo carried Juventus. Juventus haven't won a trophy since Ronaldo, by the way. That's all I'll say. They haven't. They haven't won a trophy since Ronaldo. 2 years now. The Coppa Italia they won. Haven't won the league in 3. That is. Oh, I just miss Messi and Ronaldo. Bring me back to like 7 years ago. Was he? Yeah, he would have been 2016. Fuck, 7 years ago. I think that's the best way to end this. Me reminiscing about 2016. He ruined Dybala anyway. No, Dybala did cook. Dybala did cook the season after, didn't he? I'm fairly sure Dybala got. I don't know why Juventus didn't give him a new contract, but I remember him scoring like 15 goals. No, he got 10 goals and 5 assists. He had a better season this year, actually. I mean, yeah, and to be fair, his best season was pre-Ronaldo, yeah. To be fair, his best season was pre-Ronaldo. It was, right, 19 goals in 34 appearances, 11 goals in 31, 22 in 33, and then a season Ronaldo joins 30 appearances, 5 goals. 33, 11 goals, not too bad. 20 appearances, 4 goals, and 10 goals. Was better. He was better, to be fair. Missed the old Dybala. Missed the old Juventus. Morata cooked that season when he was on loan from Real Madrid. Then won the Champions League the next year sitting on the bench. What a guy. Anyway, I think that is how we're going to wrap things up with the first episode of the Transfer Tracker. I know it was a lot of waffle. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Check out my video on the Saudi Pro League from today. That was a good one. Subscribe. Good night to you, Mr. Zone. Good night to everyone listening. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And we have to like create like our own version of here we go. Why not? Here we go.